Hello everybody and welcome to the next game, the DelotA Dota 2 Amateur Tournament. This is February and I am just delicious. With me, as always, is the gorgeous, very sensual, vague raconteur.
Hello, and as you can see, one of BK's members isn't actually here yet, but we're just going to do the picking as a preemptive kind of measure, so nobody has to worry, and it all makes it beautiful, easy, whatever the hell. Because somebody apparently DC'd. Today we have Wow, everything is very loud. Today we have Baikuzi versus Invader, who we had the mistake of accidentally calling German, as we have with pretty much every single team in this tournament due to the number of African teams that are confused with us. So Invader, if you ever watch this back, we're sorry. And
yep, you are German, Invader. Well, we will make sure we get that right from now on. You're not African, you're German. That's fine. It's all under control, but yes, today we do have Invader versus BK, and this should be a really fun game. Both these teams have proven that they can play very well. BK were in our January tournament and did play well there, and so I can expect some pretty ordinary bans for now, nothing too drastic.
Absolutely, and Invader have proven that they're a very fantastic team as well. Very aggressive last game they played, so it'll be really interesting to see exactly what they go for this time. They've gone for the next ban straight up, so that could mean that as they have first pick, they could be going for a keeper, but considering that Nyx has been the first ban and there are 5 heroes that are really worth picking in that top 5, being Darkseer, Batrider, Magnus, Nyx Assassin, and sort of Undying, another very common first ban for being so annoying with that gravestone. Actually, no, they banned the keeper as well, so they really don't want keeper either, with Nyx Assassin out of the pool. But now you're just probably going to see a Batrider ban, or nobody wants to give it away. There you go, that's from BK, because nobody wants to have to go against a Batrider in mid. It's so difficult to counter him. Very difficult indeed. And now we're going to start seeing the first pick from Invader.
Yeah, and I can almost certainly expect either a Undying pick or a Darkseer. They're the 2 big heroes that have made it through the pool, and they will be snapped up very fast. If Invader don't take either of them, then BK are really going to have a pretty big advantage being able to pick up Darkseer and Undying as their first 2 picks. 2 ridiculously strong heroes. They're both very good in numerous roles, so the Darkseer does get picked up by Invader, and I expect BK will probably be picking up Undying now.
That or Shadow Demon, or even both, because we're most likely to see the next support of choice is, of course, the incredible Shadow Demon. He does so much damage, being able to soul catch somebody, and then Disruption being so powerful in the beginning. We could see, but basically what BK pick now will decide exactly what they do in terms of supports. If they do bother to pick up an Undying, then fantastic. They're probably going for quite an aggressive strategy. And the same story for there we go, picked up Undying. The same story for Shadow Demon. It is the most logical next pick, but really they could pick absolutely anything they wanted. There's a load of strong heroes still in the pool.
Yeah, there really are, and the Undying and the Darkseer, as we said, getting picked up very soon. But I do expect a Shadow Demon now. Shadow Demon, one of the strongest in the game. But saying that, we've seen teams very early pick their carry, and there's Gyrocopter. So we see it once again. They go straight for Gyrocopter instead of picking up any more supports. They want to get their carry locked out. Gyrocopter, one of the best carries in the game right now, and possibly the only counter to Phantom Lancer. So instead, Invader decide to pick up that Lifestealer and just forsake Phantom Lancer for now. And Shadow Demon continues to stay in the pool. It'll be interesting to see how long he stays in the pool for, because he is obviously extremely strong. But at the moment, both teams seem to have got pretty good picks.
Well, I'm interested by Invader choosing Lifestealer as their counter to Gyrocopter. I've seen a lot of Lifestealer versus Gyrocopter action. Most teams seem to favour it as a kind of trade of blows, almost as if they're neutralising each other. Lifestealer doesn't seem to have that much in favour of Gyrocopter, nor Gyrocopter that much in favour of Lifestealer. So JD, if it came to it, who do you think would win?
If I had to call it either way, I have to give it to Gyrocopter. He's just such an amazing carry right now, and his flak cannon really does completely destroy a team. And the fact that these zombies can really slow Lifestealer quite exceptionally means the Gyrocopter can quite easily just kite him while he destroys the rest of the team coming out from Invader. So Gyrocopter has definitely got the edge on Lifestealer if this goes very long, and they both actually manage to get about equal farms. So at the moment you have to give it to BK, but you can never call Invader out. One good pick will get them straight back into it, and it's going to be interesting to see what these last picks are, because both teams are really taking their time.
Yeah, absolutely. There is the obvious... Oh, they've actually gone for a Rubik, so that'll be really interesting. The ability to steal Gyrocopter's ulti, Even just homing missile means that they could do so much damage, and Undying's ultimate. I'd love to see a giant Rubik. I don't know if that actually happens, but I've never seen a Rubik successfully steal that ultimate. Maybe.
Yeah, he turns into a flesh golem. It's very very fun. It's a very nice thing to Rubik to steal actually because that flesh golem ult is absolutely ridiculous. With its HP regen, its life gain that you get every time someone dies, it really does turn the tides in some team fights. But Rubik's going to be very useful in the game. Even stealing even any of Gyrocopter's spells minus flak cannon is going to be very very useful. So Rubik a really nice pickup, and that null field is going to be exceptionally important as well with that armor that the magic armor that it will give them all against the rocket barrage early game and that homing missile as well.
Oh, absolutely, and it's really going to help out, especially if he comes up in a lane of try v try. Maybe having it just might be the difference between a homing missile getting a kill or not. We only really see 1 point normally in the gyrocopter, unless BK go for a very big curveball and play gyro as a support, as we have seen a few teams do in this tournament. But it seems a lot more likely they'll be running him as a hard carry. It certainly would be a great way to throw Invader off the scent.
Yeah, it really would. I don't think they'd be prepared. I don't think they'd really be prepared for that. Neither team picking up their mid at the moment. You can almost certainly expect Gyrocopter not to be midding when they've picked him so early. But it's kind of weird to see this this sort of meta because it used to be that the middle lane was probably the most important lane in the game, but now it's shifted so much onto that tri lane that heroes are just the teams are just forsaking their mid hero and just picking up all of their tri lanes like immediately. We can see the tri lane from BK already finished up in their first 3 picks, so it's easily the most important lane in the game.
Well, I think with the meta that we have at the moment, we have a kind of situation where there is one hero that everyone wants, and that's Batrider. And the next one up is Magnus, but Magnus can be countered, and then once you get down to that point, it starts to get to every team not being as fast. So I think there's still that kind of case, but it doesn't matter as much now. Everything is so much. It started to lean more and more towards the late game, and this tri-lane carry has become pretty much everything in this new meta. And it's strange to see because we've seen the evolution happen just over a couple of tournaments, but there you go. It's gone from a quick kind of fast-paced action to keeping it slower in terms of the carries, just kind of going head to head.
Yeah, and you have to say it's just because of the SEA tournaments starting to come out now, and Europe does tend to adopt quite a lot from the Chinese meta when they actually learn what the Chinese are playing like, because these sort of Southeast Asian and Chinese teams really do have the edge over European teams in general, and they are one step ahead of the game when it comes to the meta and how to play these teams. So Europe does sort of adopt a lot of strategies that they take, and obviously they play a much slower game, so that's probably why we've seen that evolution, plus the fact that there aren't really many strong gankers at the moment. There's just nothing that you can really run with Beastmaster's nerf, Batrider getting banned out all the time, and so is Magnus. There's really nothing that you can run to get that early game dominance like you used to be able to.
Well, we've seen a Night Stalker do reasonably well, but unfortunately it's just, as you're saying, not really that viable. You can't do that much in a ganking situation, and so it has very much been a kind of a safe haven meta at the moment for the hard carry. But I do want to point out Invader not missing any trick. They know that Gyrocopter could turn into a support, and so they banned out the Phantom Lance as well, and the Chaos Knight not wanting to have a real carry into that. So that's quite clever of them. And obviously banning out the other offlane Bounty Hunter, they want Darkseer to absolutely win, and Bounty Hunter is the next strongest offlane, or if the strongest offlane. It's quite arguable. It's a very good pick, but BK do know the value of a Templar Assassin in mid, and get rid of him as well. Get rid of her as well.
Yeah, BK have really banned out all the really strong mid heroes left, or the 3 mid heroes that are picked up more than often: the Queen of Pain, Brewmaster, and Templar Assassin. So Storm Spirit picked up by Invader. So we're going to see Storm Spirit. He's going to almost certainly go mid, and Beastmaster being picked up. There's the big ganking hero. They have a Lion, an Undying, and a Beastmaster. Their early game is very strong. Maybe they are trying to shift away from this meta slightly, because that's a very unusual pick.
Yeah, it really, really is. But I'm fascinated by the Storm Spirit. I don't think I've ever seen a Storm Spirit in tournament play, and I'd be so interested to see exactly how they do. And an Earthshaker, so we can see huge disable potential. Actually, every single person there has some kind of disable or stun or ability to move someone off of the place. We have Rubik and Darkseer who could put someone up on the ledge so very easily. We have Storm Spirit, who's just incredible with that W. It's so difficult to avoid. An Earthshaker's Fisher, we know what a pain in the what a royal pain in the rear that fish can be for another team. But Beastmaster, as we were saying before, as we said before, his ultimate is insane. While his beasts aren't quite as good as they used to be, all he has to do is use his wild axes and
Uh-huh.
level up in a beast, and he's so powerful. And Lone Druid for the offlane, so it will be
Yeah.
Lone Druid versus Darkseer.
Lone Druid making it all the way through, and he's going to get picked up as the last pick. So have a look at those teams. Remember those teams, because they are what we're going to be playing when we get right back. I'm just going to have to remake the lobby now. All you guys will be able to watch me make the lobby and see how much of a scrub destroyer I am, level 46. And hopefully it won't take very long to make this lobby. It will not, and we will have a 5v5. Those picks will be up, and what I'm most interested in seeing is this Storm Spirit. He has not picked up often at all in tournament play, and it's just going to be so interesting to see if he affects the game as they expect. But both teams really do have a very, very strong ganking lineup. I mean, Beastmaster, really strong early game, and so is that Storm Spirit. If he can dive in and get a good gank off.
Well, yeah, but I'm a bit curious as to how they're going to try and play him. Are they going to go for a kind of ganking strategy? Because like it seems like Invader have actually gone for the more. It seems like Invader have gone for the more ganking strategy, while BK have got the most balanced team ever. They have the potential to gank so nicely with Beastmaster, but going for Lone Druid suggests they're just as happy to take it to the end of the game. So
yeah.
It's so difficult to exactly call what they're going to try and play like.
Yeah, well, Lone Druid is good at any point in the game, really, because he is extremely tanky at the start, and into mid-game he can be very, very effective. And his bear could just cause havoc. And they don't have an actual strong counter for Lone Druid like you would expect them to have. And this Lone Druid versus Darkseer is going to be extremely interesting, but you have to say Lone Druid definitely has the advantage there, because his bear can tank that Ion Shell all day, and it'll do pretty much nothing to him.
Absolutely. It seems like maybe they should have banned out the Lone Druid instead of the Bounty Hunter, who probably wouldn't have been quite as much of a challenge for the Darkseer to overcome, despite still being an evil, evil little hero for Darkseer to try and come against. So we're just going to see the same picks. We probably should have gone into all pick, actually, to
No, we did.
them up.
We did. I did.
Oh, we did.
It is
Have
all
I
pick.
lagged?
No, no.
Lagging or something?
It's just the way that the broadcasting channel is a little bit bugged. It doesn't actually show the picks coming up on there until they all actually enter the game. So we have to wait until they actually come into the game before we can see them or pick up their heroes. It's very weird. Very weird.
That is very weird. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Forgive me for that confusion, guys. But yeah, it should be a very interesting game. I'm just interested. I'm very much just in shock of the Storm Spirit pick. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes in mid. And who is the other mid? Is it likely for Beastmaster to go into mid? Yes, it is. Oh, of course, Beastmaster will be mid.
It seems like Beastmaster is almost certainly going to be mid. He can really harass Storm Spirit with his axes. Not really much Storm Spirit can do. If he can get a very early bottle, then he's going to really look to take charge of that mid lane, and he's almost certainly going to be there. So we're just going to run through the teams now. I'm going to take the Radiant, and then as normal, I'll be switching over to Vague, who will be handling the Dire. So we Uncle Fester, who will be on the Gyrocopter. We can see I can't read that name. KV Pand, KVA, just going to call him KV. Foxy, JJ Foxy, will be on the Beastmaster. Going down the bottom, we have Ha 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 on that Lone Druid. And last but not least, Corgan will be on the Undying.
Meanwhile, if we look on the Dire coming into mid, we have Big Nap on the Lifestealer, we have Tengri on the Storm Spirit going up, we have Spray on the Earthshaker, then over to Sacred on the Rubik, and then finally on the long lane we have Fallen on the Darkseer.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to have a try situation coming up here, and Lone Druid, as we were expecting, will be up against Darkseer solo. It's going to be interesting to see who can have the best of that. But Beastmaster versus Storm Spirit is where I'm going to keep my eye, because that's going to be very, very, very interesting and important. And as you can see, Beastmaster really rushing his bottle as fast as he can, and Storm Spirit really not too bothered about getting his bottle, picking up some stats instead, just for that right click damage and a little bit more survivability. So it's going to be interesting to see which way this goes, but you have to give it to Beastmaster, especially at the early levels. And if he could pick up a quick bottle, he's going to have a very nice time.
Well, Storm Spirit being so mana dependent is surely going to need a bottle. I'm very confused the fact that he didn't go for an early bottle start, but maybe he feels like against a Beastmaster he just doesn't have the chance unless he gets a little bit more in his stats. And 56 prod damage, that's nothing to be sniffed at. If they go in a kind of exchange war, then actually Beastmaster was 60 will still win, but at least Stormspirit will be able to do something against him.
Yeah, if they do end up going toe-to-toe, the Beastmaster's going to have the better of it, especially with his axes, and you can see that he's going to be using them as much as possible to just get those last hits, get his bottle, and then he can really start harassing the Storm Spirit, and there's really nothing Storm Spirit can do about it. Storm Spirit with a very, very small HP pool and almost no mana, so it's going to be very difficult for him against this Beastmaster. This top lane is going to be interesting as well, as we can just see the Earthshaker illusions just being cleared out as soon as possible by BK, and who's going to have the better of this this lane at top is really interesting. You have to think that Lifestealer is probably going to have the best of it, just because Rubik and Earthshaker are so good at supporting. Slightly better than the Undying, just because they have extra disable, so they can really keep this tri lane penned back. It's going to be interesting.
Well, one thing I'm interested. I've got to stop saying the word interesting. It's been said too many times in this game already.
That's true.
But what do you think is going to happen with Undying versus Lifestealer? I mean, early game Undying's very, very strong, but Lifestealer, that feast is made for strength heroes, absolutely. And despite having a bit of his strength taken, surely that feast is going to prove to actually be more of a hindrance to BK than
Looking
it is
mid,
help.
Foxy actually gets dropped by Tengri. Tengri gets first blood against JJ Foxy. JJ Foxy just wasn't paying much attention, and Storm Spirit manages to get a few static remnants off, and the overload right click gets the kill. So really nice play by Tengri, picks up first blood. That's got him his bottle at the same time that Beastmaster got his, so that's not what Beastmaster wanted to do. Really, really not what he wanted at this early stage, to give this Storm Spirit extra levels.
Absolutely, that early bottom is exactly what Storm Spirit needs. And actually, I can't say it again. It'll be I have to say it. Sorry, it'll be interesting to notice the fact that none of them really, apart from Invader, have any kind of ward vision. They've only chosen one ward each. The BK going for bottom and Invader going for top, and it's just a very, very strange tactic to see, because normally we see something, but Tengri has got an Invis rune. He has come to top. They're turning the pings out on Big Nap. Are they going to go for anything? Is anything going to happen? KVP is going to fall. Tengri using his W on him, the Electric Vortex, and just Undying and Jericho to have to back as line gets called out.
Yeah, and there you can see the power of Storm Spirit. Picks up that Invis rune, and that 1 second disable was enough, especially with the amount of burst damage he can do on the back of it. It was pretty incredible, actually, the amount of damage he did, and they absolutely destroyed them. A really nice fissure. Actually, the fissure maybe have been a little bit slack, catching them on the wrong side, so Big Nap couldn't just right click. But it really did. It worked very, very well for them, and Storm Spirit is looking like a really nice pick so far.
Yeah, it really, really is. But again, you have to put that down to the invisibility rune, so it was a bit of a lucky time, especially considering he put it up top. But we can understand why. I'm guessing BK put this ward down at bottom instead of at top, because they assumed that Invader were going to try something clever and put their tri lane on the long lane to go against the tri lane, but obviously both.
Yeah.
Invader went for the more sensible option, while BK put their tri lane on the top. So they are going to have a naturally harder time. Of course, they have much less space to work with.
Back in
Look
mid.
at that fissure. Is something going to happen?
So it's happening all over the map. Back it up in mid as well. We had something happening, but look at Big Nap getting caught out by Undying. Really nice blocking by him. They're going to get the kill. Undying actually manages to get it. He's now diving onto Sacred. He decides to back off, but the fissure, it went wrong. It caught Big Nap on the wrong side. He had nowhere to go. And really nice blocking by the Undying. Made sure they got the kill. Now Storm Spirit with a haste. He's looking at bottom. He's really looking at ha. He really wants to try and get the kill, but he gives up. Is he going to dive Foxy? No. This haste rune looks like it's going to be wasted, as everybody just goes underneath their tower and protects themselves. But yeah, the dive really didn't work out at top for Invader, and BK get what they needed. They get a kill on the tri lane, and that's going to help. That's going to help Uncle Fester quite a lot with his farm. He's got 1300, so he's probably just going to go straight for his boots. He'll probably be picking them up now, and yeah, that's exactly what they needed at this stage.
Absolutely.
Oh, but no, nice fissure. Oh, they've all actually backed off. A really nice fissure nearly actually caught Uncle Fester out quite massively, but the rest of them had just backed off, and there was absolutely nothing they could do to get the kill. So a little bit of miscommunication, but it's not the end of the world.
Absolutely, we're 5 minutes in, so we might as well look at the last hits and denies, and we can plainly see Jericho having the best time, but actually all of BK, Lone Druid and Lone Druid as Ha 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 and Uncle Fester both on 23 last hits, so they're doing really well. And Beastmaster and Stormspirit being a very much equal game. The only thing is Stormspirit is going for the most big hard on gank strategy, and it's working so well. He's going entirely into overload, which is a little bit unusual for somebody who's going into ganking, but maybe he wants just to get as much prod damage as possible. He obviously does, and he's thinking that he doesn't need to worry about really changing any other spells up for that. Maybe he just doesn't want to use all the mana, because of course every time you upgrade a spell in Storm Spirit you have to pay for it. Beastmaster, where's he going to go with this? Is he going to try and go to top? He didn't have sideboard. Is it going to go bad now for him? Yes, it is. Tengri has actually engaged on him. Does he have the mana to continue? Yes, he does, but it seems like a waste just using a static ball. Is he going to get him? Surely not. No, this bottle's going to make him last, and Tengri has to go back.
But he's wasted all of his bottle charges and his regen, so that's really nice play by Tengri, actually managing to waste all of that from Beastmaster, because Beastmaster was certainly going to die then unless he popped it. But talking about bottom lane, Ha 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 is having an amazing time. He's now picked up his Hand of Midas, and he's going to be farming so fast. He's got 31 last hits already, 31 and 11. He's sitting pretty happy at the top of the last hits and denies chart, and he's really completely dominating this lane against Fallen, which is exactly what we said would happen. Lone Druid versus Darkseer, you have to give it to Lone Druid every day of the week.
Oh, absolutely, and he's doing so well. If we look at Darkseer, he's only got that Soul Ring, and as as JD rightfully pointed out before, Iron Shell does nothing against this bear. If you look at the bear, he's at 513 health, so he's been pushed down, but Ha 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 can just summon a bear whenever he wants. There is no threat from the Darkseer, and that is the problem with Lone Druid going up against the Darkseer. It's such a great counter if you're going to go off lane v off lane.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting really to see why they haven't swapped this up, because they really need to shut off this Lone Druid, and if he keeps getting farm at the rate he is, they're just going to have such a nice time just having him farm. Look, he's just walked into the jungle now. He doesn't even really care much about the lane anymore. Actually, he is just staying on lane. But he can really do whatever he wants now to get farm. He has a Hand of Midas, so his farm is going to accelerate just completely out of control, and they have to do something to stop him soon. But saying that, they have to keep this Gyrocopter locked down as well, because if they let the Gyrocopter get farm, then he's going to run away with the game. So they're really attacking from a lot of angles, BK, and you have to say they did get slightly better. They did have a slightly better draft than Invader, but Invader have come out fighting and have played very well at this early stage.
Well, the key for them is definitely the Storm Spirit, and we've got so much potential for them. There's Rubik, who's amazing whenever there's a lone on any kind of team, and Gyrocopter, Beastmaster, there's so much for him to potentially steal that it could just go so very nicely in their favour as long as he stays a little bit out there and make sure he gets it afterwards. But we just see Spray constantly trying to land these fishers, and despite only the problem being half of them are accurate, so when he lands a good one, unfortunately his team just aren't there for him. And it's ending up being a little bit of a waste of mana.
Double damage getting popped by Tengri. No, getting picked up by Tengri. He used his W at the perfect time in order to pick that up. Really nice play by him, and he will now be able to bottle all the way up. And it looks like Beastmaster is just going to have to sit in lane, doing nothing for the meantime, just trying to farm. He's sitting on 30 last hits. He's not doing that bad actually. He's doing pretty well. But now we see Tengri finally come bottom. They need to kill this Lone Druid. Tengri with smoke and a double damage. He has his ultimate if he needs it. Ha 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 isn't aware of this, I don't think. Although it doesn't look like Fallen has much mana, so I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. No, it doesn't look like they can actually do anything if Ha 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 just hangs around his tower. It's going to be a massive dive, and it's quite easy for him to turn it around so that they can only disable one of the... either him or his bear at any point in time. But here goes Tengri, dives right into the middle. There's the Vortex. Are they going to get the kill? The bear is right-clicking. Ha Ha, transforming, and that might have actually just got him killed, because it looked like he may have just been able to run away from that. Tengri was on no mana.
Absolutely, really strange choice there to say, Ha Ha Ha, trying to go into bear form. Obviously he thought that he could survive with the extra health, but it did nothing, because it's all about ratios. It's really not going to do that much for him. At top, we're starting to see some trades. Is something going to come at this? Sorry to distract your attention, guy.
No, Foxy has his ulti. Foxy has his ulti, so he's going to be using it pretty soon. You can imagine if the rocket does hit, but Foxy had to back off. He had his ultimate up, and if he'd managed to land it, it was an easy kill, but the gank didn't work. Now, what's he going to do? Is he going to hang around in this lane and push it out? It looks like he is. But now they know he's here, they're just going to play so defensively. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything.
Absolutely, that's the problem with anyone who kind of lingers around. You just end up being completely useless for a little while, because no team like this, with this kind of level of knowledge of the game, is really going to just let themselves be caught out. They're just going to stay by this tower, and they have absolutely no problem doing that. As you can see, they've very much possession of the
TP support from Tengri.
In their favour.
Tengri round the back, they actually initiate on the gyrocopter. There's the fissure. Are they going to get a few kills? They do get a kill. Foxy uses his ultimate to try and get one back. It does actually work. They do manage to pick up the lifestealer, but Tengri has got a lot of damage. Manages to pick up Lion. The rest of the team back off. Sacred gets popped by the zombies. The zombies are causing havoc. That Undying Tombstone really did do a lot in that team fight. Uncle Fester and Kulgan only just managing to get away, and that's pretty much all down to the Tombstone being popped at the perfect time.
And this is why Undying is always banned. That Tombstone is so powerful in every single team fight. We can see him just put that down. We'll see him put that down, and we'll see chaos ensue. Everyone slow to such magnanimous proportions. Storm Spirit is a hero that definitely needs to get out as fast as he can, so he's probably going to have a very difficult time dealing with that Undying's great Tombstone.
Yeah, he is going to have a little bit of a bad time against it, you have to say. But if he can keep his mana pool high, then he shouldn't have too much of a problem. Or if he can regen his mana, actually, sorry. He shouldn't have too much of a problem. He's got the haste rune, they know he's there, so ha is once again probably just going to back off, hide underneath, and make sure that he doesn't get ganked. Although Tengri has now decided he's going to swap it round and probably go back to mid, try and pick up this Beastmaster, but Foxy is playing very well. Very safely, making sure that he doesn't give Tengri anything.
Absolutely, although Tengri is doing reasonably well. He's actually ahead of the Beastmaster. Now he's going to go on him. Is anything going to come of this? He has the mana to go if he wants to, but it's so risky. He's just really testing out what he can do with the haste rune and seeing exactly how much, probably just how much HP he can really deal with at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and look at how far ahead Ha is now getting on farm. They've killed him once, but he's still getting pretty far ahead, you have to say, and he's now finished his Tranquils, and he's got some boots on his bear. He's just going to remake a new one. The Hand of Midas is really paying off. He managed to get it before he died, so that's going to really help him with the amount of farm that he actually lost. Storm Spirit going top again, so maybe they're looking for another gank on this tri-lane. They really need to keep this gyrocopter locked down before he gets his BKB. They spot Tengri, and they're probably just going to back off. Oh no, Foxy's here. Maybe they're going to go for it. If they can get an ulti on Tengri, they're going to almost certainly kill him. Although Big Nap coming around the side gets ultied by the Beastmaster. That's a 3-second cooldown. He's getting destroyed. Although in comes the Earthshaker with the ultimate. And they absolutely destroy BK on the back of that. Really nice play. And Dying manages to actually get a double kill just with the zombies. But Tengri is almost certainly going to get the kill. He gets an ultra kill. All 4 kills go to Tengri. Nice play by him.
Absolutely, and again we can see how much chaos this Tombstone is causing. Tengri just being able to get away with that, but so beautiful. The Storm Spirit, despite being strange pickups, as we all often see, the strange pickups are the ones that do the most in any kind of game, because teams just aren't prepared for them. They haven't prepared any kind of tactics in terms of what to do when these heroes come up, and it's so successful. He's got 1.8k in the bank. It'll be interesting to see exactly what he goes for. We can probably expect something like an Oblivion staff, because it's so good on Storm Spirit, and obviously it can stop Beastmaster doing that ulti. If he can catch off that ult with Malevolence, just come in, use that, and kill Beastmaster as fast as possible, or the gyrocopter.
Yeah.
You know, either way, it's going to go in Invader's favour to begin with.
Yeah, I would expect him to either pick up a Orchid Malevolence, or maybe just go for a Sheepstick. Sheepstick would be a really nice pickup for him as well, just because if he can dive onto Gyrocopter and sheep him before he has a chance to use that BKB, they can really kill him in a team fight. And it's very good against Lone Druid as well, being able to disable either him or his bear while they actually get the kill. So Rubik actually getting a little bit aggressive and actually getting spotted. So Foxy and Kulgan immediately TP down. I don't think they have any clue that they've TP'd down, and Foxy, he probably has his ulti up. He does have his ulti up. They're just going to be hanging around the jungle, seeing if they can find anyone. It doesn't look like they are right now. It doesn't look like anybody's being too over-aggressive. No, here comes BK. They've spotted them. Our Invader just going to back off. Tengri waiting in the trees. Can he do anything? It doesn't look like it. It just looks like a little bit of a skirmish, and nothing's going to come from it.
Yeah, absolutely nothing really is going to go with that, because neither team are going to trust exactly what happens. If we look at Big Nap, he's so far behind on his farm. He finally got a Hand of Midas at about 13 minutes, which is so slow. but obviously he was killed 3 times, so that's why this lifestealer is having such a nasty time. But he's got his Gloss of Haste, and he's just trying to build up his power treads now.
Yeah, he is quite far behind, and that's not going to help him at all. He has his Hand of Midas, so he can keep using that, but really going to be that good for them, seeing that the lone druid had picked up his Hand of Midas a good 10 minutes ago. Yeah, pretty much 10 minutes ago now, so he's managed to use that an awful lot to get a lot of farm, and he's sitting on 1.7k, so what he goes for next is entirely up to him. And we actually see Tengri get the dive in middle against Beastmaster, but I didn't actually see that one coming. That's the problem with Storm Spirit. He just gets kills so fast, he can just dive around the map. It's very, very difficult to keep up with him at times.
Absolutely, it's just so interesting to see how well this Storm Spirit is doing. 8 kills, he is completely dominating, and it's that speed to be able to just pull around the map which is giving him map control. Maybe he's going to take this middle tower now. It doesn't look like anyone's going to stop him. He's playing a little bit safe. He's actually moving towards the creep wave instead to try and get the focus on farm, which he has every ability to do. Let's not forget, every time he casts anything, including that little barely any mana cost of Ball Lightning, he can now just throw out a big AoE overload, which is perfect for him, and he's going to take this tower without any problem.
Yeah, and we'll now see whether what he wants to go for. He has 27 in the bank. If he picks up his Mystic Staff now, he's going for a Sheep Stick. That would probably be the right way to go, just with the amount of carry potential that BK have. I'd be very surprised if he didn't decide to go for that. He's going to pick up a Haste Rune as well, so this could be problems for BK if they're not careful here. They don't actually have it, or they do have it warded, so they did see him pick it up. He is TPing top. Are they going to initiate? I don't think they are. The entire BK just back off as they see Storm Spirit TPing. They don't want to risk it, especially seeing that he has a Haste Rune. Nice awareness by BK. And Invader has Lifestealer in him.
Well, the only reason they backed off was actually because they were being beaten down by Invader. There was a nice little bit of trade of blows there, but Undying just popped his ultimate and instantly just got telekinesis for the Rubik, so they don't really want to risk it.
We have to watch out for this dive from Storm Spirit, because he can dive at any point he wants to. He has Lifestealer in him, and that is a lot of AoE if Lifestealer uses the feast. Once Storm Spirit jumps out, hits with an overload, uses that static remnant and hits with another overload, he can get easily a few kills if they bunch together quite comfortably.
Well, and now Storm Spirit is the most apparent choice. We know how effective anything like that ability to just pop in and then allow Lifestealer to come out is. It's so useful, and people often forget how valuable a skill Infest is. It can just do so much damage.
Yeah, and he has got his Mystic Staff, so it looks like he is going to be going for that Sheep Stick. And look at the rotation mid from BK. Are they actually going to find anyone? They have the high ground, so they can see much more than Invader can, but it doesn't look like they want to go for it. Foxy's going to be leading it if he does decide to go through the water and maybe try and get a gank, because his ultimate is going to be supreme if they want to try and kill Tengri, and he really has to get one off. Maybe they need a smoke, because Tengri's going to see him coming if they try anything too fancy. But I don't think they're doing anything quite yet, and the Lifestealer is still infested. He is wasting a lot of time being infested, an awful lot of time. I think it may have just been better for him to just jump out and just started farming by now, because nothing's happening.
Oh, absolutely. He should have been out ages ago, but they're not giving up hope. Tengri is popping an illusion room. Maybe it looks like he's going to be trying to gank this lone druid, and there is no point. Is instantly aware. He uses his map awareness. He just goes into bear form, summons the spirit bear to him, and hides in the trees.
Yeah, but if they want to dive him, they can, because they have the Lifestealer waiting inside Tengri, so that's what they're going to be opting for. They want to know exactly where he is. They want to push this wave up to the tower, and then they want to dive him. Can BK react in time? That's what we have to ask. They've smoked up. They might be going for it. Tengri, is he going to dive? Does he know Haha's there? Is he going to dive underneath and try and get the kill? Fallen waiting at the back. Here comes Kulgan, actually. They're all waiting in the trees. Foxy looks like he might just be going for the ultimate. There's the ultimate on Fallen. Fallen's almost completely out of mana. Now he's a sheep. There's the stun from Lion, but in comes Tengri. Jumps out with Big Nap. They're going to get a kill or two, at least. They managed to get the kill, although Tengri now with almost zero, he does now have 0 mana. He is almost certainly going to die. Will he be able to pick up Foxy? It's very, very unlikely. Tengri falls as well. And BK get a much better engagement there. Even though they had the Lifestealer waiting inside Tengri, it just didn't do enough damage.
Well, they dived under a tower, and that's the real risk.
Oh, look at Uncle Fester. I have to.
Let's look at Uncle Fester.
Yeah, Uncle Fester at top, actually just diving spray, pops the BKB. Can he get him? He's actually turned around on Sacred. He's going to get Sacred. He might get them both. If Spray's not careful, he's going to die. Although he has his... Oh, he had his Q up as he died. Double kill for Uncle Fester. 2 for 1ing them. Really nice play by him.
Well, he's got his BKB now, and now he's got 1.3k in the bank. He's easily going to be able to just buy whatever he wants, and we're most likely to see probably something like a Yasha come out for a Manta style.
Yeah, Lone Druid's picked up his Maelstrom, so he's got that attack speed on the bear that he needs, so he's going for a more early game oriented build, leaving the Gyrocopter for the late game, and Gyrocopter's going to be building up those late game items you would expect now. I doubt he'll be going for an early game build as well, like this Lone Druid has.
Absolutely, but Lone Druid's farm is colossally ahead of everyone else's. BK had the top 2 spots by miles. Gyrocopter with the 3rd higher, and Lone Druid almost double as high as Storm Spirit has, and he's been mainly focusing on getting farm by kills. And Lifestealer, who's doing an appalling job. He has to remember he's got to keep farming. I don't know why he ever stopped, but now he has to just stay in this jungle and recover from what he's got. He's only level 10. He's not doing nearly enough.
Ha picks up his Hyperstone, so it looks like he's going for maybe even a Mjolnir, which should be a little bit weird. He might just be going straight for an AC, which would make a lot more sense than picking up a Mjolnir, I have to say. But look at Fallen, actually gets caught. Is his Surge going to be able to get him away? They do have the stun coming on from Uncle Fester, but the Surge lasts long enough, and he actually manages to just get away from it.
It looks like Ha is going to go for the Mjolnir. He has a Maelstrom.
Oh, no.
He's picked up the Hyperstone.
I'm going to have to point you to Foxy again. Tengri actually catches him out. Foxy has the ultimate, but he's not going to be able to use it. The stun comes out from Rubik. He does actually use the stun, but it's not enough. Tengri gets another kill. Uncle Fester coming round the back. Tries to stun on Tengri. Now diving after Sacred. Sacred's on 0 mana. Uncle Fester can almost certainly get a kill if he just pops that BKB. He doesn't actually pop it. He just kind of waits. He gets the kill anyway. Now he's going to take out... not Uncle Fester, sorry, the Storm Spirit, a nice entangle exactly when they needed it, and they get 3 again. Really nice play by BK, and that was a little bit of a lucky entangle, but sometimes you get them.
Top tower is under attack.
Absolutely, as we know, there's entangling claws are evil for anyone who has to go against them, just coming up exactly when they want. It looks like probably no, he's not going to go for the Mjolnir because Lone Druid has 1.8k in the bank now.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just saving for buyback. He could do absolutely anything that he wanted.
I'd be very surprised if he didn't just go straight for the Assault Cuirass now, because that would be so useful with a Gyrocopter, and he has easily enough money to be able to pick it up if he wants to go for that. So I would be very surprised if he didn't. It would make a lot more sense than getting a Mjolnir, which isn't the most cost-effective item in the game.
No, it really isn't.
Looking back in mid, actually, Uncle Fester going for the Manta style. He's nearly picked it up. He's got his Yasha already, and now he's just going to keep farming to try and pick that up. That's going to be huge when he can get his Manta style. Absolutely huge.
And we're just seeing actually. BK have been spotted. There goes Tengri straight into KVP and instantly kills him using everything that he's got. There goes the Beastmaster ultimate to try and save them. It's not going to be enough. Or is it? Yes, it is. Tengri doesn't quite have the mana to go as far as he wanted to.
Yeah, that was a very good engagement actually by Tengri, and now we see Lifestealer hiding inside. Lifestealer pops out. They've dived Uncle Fester, but he pops the BKB now. Can he get the kill? There's the ultimate from Uncle Fester. It looks like they're going for the double. They're actually going to get it. Down goes Uncle Fester. Now, no, Uncle Fester, sorry, gets the double kill after killing Tengri. Although the Darkseer wall picks him up on the back. Foxy, not on a lot of HP. One right click will do it from Spray. They do get it, but destroying the supports on the back of it. Spray, slowed by the zombies. He's not getting away. Another kill for and the Gyrocopter and the Lone Druid really doing their work.
2 to 5 Invader strength from Storm Spirit's absolute ganking sweep. Looks like it's going to be going away now, and it's just thanks to this having so much fun, and Uncle Fester being very clever with his BKB moving out, and if you notice he came straight back in to get the kill, so he's really not missing a trick. He's got his Yasha now. It's not that far away from an ultimate, but we're going to just see this mad push at top, and it will definitely work, because what can Invader do if they engage again? They keep engaging other towers, and it's not good for them. They just end up dying. It's too safe.
Yeah, Ha Ha Ha's picked up a Skull Basher on the bear now, so the bear's getting very, very farmed. And this is what we were talking about. They don't have a counter for the lone druid. There's really not much they can do about this bear. He's absolutely destroying them. They can't, if they disable the bear, then Ha Ha Ha's going to be able to just run away from the fight. If they disable Ha Ha Ha, then the bear's going to absolutely wreck them. So they just can't counter him very well, and he's already very, very farmed. He's sitting on easily the highest last hits and denies. If we switch over to net worth, he is miles ahead of everyone else. 5k ahead of Uncle Fester, who is second, and then 6k ahead of Tengri on the Storm Spirit.
Absolutely, and Invader are now sticking a bit more together, which is probably the best thing they can do, although Tombstone keeps just ruining them the second they get close. It's so useful.
Look at Ha 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 again. The Basher just constantly stopping Spray from doing anything. Spray is almost certainly going to die. One more right click from the bear will do it, though. In comes Tengri. Tengri trying to get the kill on Ha Ha Ha. If he can actually get it, it'll be pretty big, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Tengri's going to die to the bear now. Certainly, no. Income's fallen with the mech just in time. They managed to kill Ha Ha Ha. A nice kiting by the Invader team to actually get him, because they were all on very, very little HP. The bear was very unlucky not to get a kill or two there.
That was possibly the most impressive play I've ever seen there from a team. In terms of teamwork, just coming in. Earthshaker came in not missing anything, and just surely all three of them should have died, but just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is why we watch these kind of things. This is why it's so great to do this Casters tournament.
Yeah, really nice play by Invader, and Tengri, when it looked like he was about to die, the mech got popped on him at the perfect time by the Darkseer, and he managed to get away. Although both teams playing very, very defensively now, which you have to say favours BK a lot, because they have a much higher carry potential than BK do, especially with this lone druid just absolutely destroying everyone on farm.
Yeah, BK has a much higher carry potential than Invader. If we look at just, well, basically it comes down to, at the end game, Lone Druid versus Lifestealer, and the fact that Lone Druid and Gyrocopter versus Lifestealer, and even Beastmaster, because late game Beastmaster can become a huge force to be reckoned with that makes every single carry struggle.
Yeah.
So Invader with only Lifestealer, they're going to have, he's not viable. He's just not going to be able to do anything against it. He's got his armlet, he's got his power treads, but what else has this Lifestealer got? His farm just isn't enough. If we look at net worth, we've got 13k there for Ha 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 and 10k for Gyro, but Invader are all behind. They've got 8.6k as their highest for the Storm Spirit and a k lower for Lifestealer, so they're just not doing enough.
No, what is important to state is that Tengri, he has the money to finish his sheepstick. So he has now finished his sheepstick. He has the Cypher Vice. That's going to be exceptionally important against Lone Druid and against Gyro when it comes to these fights. That is going to be a huge item for them in this game if they're going to win it.
Absolutely, and they have every chance of doing that, especially with the Cypher Vice. It all comes down to Tengri at the moment, because they're so heavily reliant on him to just disable as much as he can, but obviously he's only a single target disable. There's not that much you can do. They really need Big Nap to just farm as much as they can.
Yeah, they do. Uncle Fester now, though, nearly getting his Manta Style. He's only about 600 off, so as soon as he has his Manta Style, that's going to be pretty important as well, especially if the sheep gets popped on him. He can just immediately get rid of that by popping the Manta Style, purging himself of it. Ha ha, going for the rune, gets it. It's a double damage. And this could be pretty important. One ensnare on Sacred, surely going to get the kill.
No.
Although Ha 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 being put onto the high ground. Sacred is going to pay for it with his life, though. It seems almost certainly he's going to die. Is he? In comes Uncle Fester. There's the ultimate. Sacred does die. Uncle Fester hanging around still. Coolgun looks like he's going to die. Although Uncle Fester destroying them so much. He's got so much damage. He pops that BKB. Although in comes Bitnap round the back. It looks like he's going to get the kill on Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester needs to die. Can they actually get him? Is Big Nap fast enough? Maybe not. He tries the infest kill. It's not going to work. Uncle Fester gets away. Whoa, that was lucky. Now we see Ha 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 actually coming in around the side. He actually managed to get off. I'm not entirely sure how he actually managed to do that. Maybe he got a TP and ported back.
He instantly just used a tempo to scroll. It did not really disable him that much. It only kept him out of the fight.
So I think something's happened to Vague's mic.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, sorry. It just sounded like you cut off there. It sounded like you cut off mid-sentence. That was a little bit strange.
Oh, sorry.
But no, it's absolutely fine. We can see Ha still just farming up very, very well. He's sitting on 2.9k. What could he possibly be going for? Maybe he just wants to buy this Assault Cuirass outright. Just save up enough money for it. And Earthshaker has his Blink Dagger. That's going to be very important. His initiation is probably one of the only things that can stop this BK team after Storm Spirit has jumped in. So that's going to be huge now that he has his Blink Dagger. And it looks like BK might be going for Roche.
Well, they're all around. Life's still actually going back, and it's a very good thing he did, because he would just be stumped if he's here. But actually, no, they've just seen that the Ha is trying to go in there. BK Invader are probably going to summon absolutely everyone they can. Did they just? Was that? No, that was, sorry, Beastmaster's W. I thought Carrier was killed there for a second.
Tengri Invis. Tengri Invis. He could get the jump on Uncle Fester if the rest of the team are ready to dive in there. If he can initiate on Uncle Fester before the BKB, they can lock him down long enough to kill him. They absolutely need to do that. There's no one else on this team that can really hurt them. Tengri, actually, the Lion gets caught massively out of position. Lion drops before the fight even starts. And now you have to say that BK cannot fight this. They cannot fight 5v4.
Well, it's possible with their net worth of Jarek, with Lone Druid being 15k. They have every single possibility to just go in there and do all the damage they can. But with Tengri's disables, and they are huge, the only chance they have is if Sheepstick stays on cooldown. And unfortunately, 7 seconds to go, that's really not likely. They're going to be able to completely destroy BK, so BK are going to have to back. But, you know, it doesn't cost them anything to do so. All the Invader can do is defend.
Yeah, Invader really don't have a lot they can do right now, just because of the force that the BK are bringing to the table, and it's going to be difficult for Invader to get a lot of farm now, just because of how far ahead BK are. We're just going to flick onto the experience graph. On experience, they're only about 3k ahead actually, and that's Invader. So Invader are slightly ahead on experience, but if we flick it over to gold, you have to say that BK about nearly 5k ahead. They're doing a lot better. It started to dip back down in Invader's favour, but it's still not enough, and especially seeing that it's a Lone Druid and a Gyrocopter that's actually getting all that farm.
Lone Druid and Spirit Bear both now have Skull Basher. That's a very, very interesting thing to do. And that, I've got to point out that Assault Cuirass still hasn't been built. So really, really interesting to see that. But that's the first time I've ever seen a Lone Druid actually pick up items specifically more for himself than for his bear.
Well, it's just so that they can lock this Storm Spirit down. He has pretty much a permanent disable now that he has a Skull Basher on himself and on his bear. That's a really, really smart move. And you can see Invader hanging around down by the Roche pit. They know that they're there. I don't think they're going to go for it because they've just popped wards up, so there's really no point. And Invader are definitely not going to go for Roche at this early stage. So, yeah, picking up a Skull Basher on himself as well as the bear is a really smart move, actually. You almost never see it, but when you do it, it normally works out pretty well because that permanent disable is very, very good. And, of course, you can get... you can upgrade his to an Abyssal Blade and still have the Skull Basher on the back of that, so that's a really nice play.
Absolutely, and it's just a ward war going on at the moment. All the sentries being replaced by other sentries and then observers, but of course Invader saw all of that because they had a ward there as well. So
yeah,
BK, they're just kind of fighting for map dominance, and who can blame them? The game is so balanced in terms of actually who could possibly win. We're going to need BK are going to have to rely so heavily on this Lone Druid and Gyrocopter, who's not doing a bad job. He's going to pick up a Helm of the Dominator now, so possibly we ended up going for a Satanic, but he's got his Morbid Mask. He's really not far off, about 500 gold away. That's only a few creep camps
yeah,
from his Helm of the Dominator.
Well, if he can get his Helm of the Dominator very, very soon, he's going to be in a very, very nice position because he needs to get it. He needs to get it soon. But once he does, if he can upgrade it to a Satanic, he's going to be almost unkillable when he pops the BKB. His health's going to go down. It's going to just shoot all the way back up again just because of the amount of damage that he's bringing. It's going to be pretty insane. But again, we still have the Cypher Vice Sheepstick up on Tengri, and that can really, really hurt this Gyrocopter in a fight.
Invisibility.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the best thing they can really do is just hope for the best with this Gyrocopter, who's just got to they've just got to try and shut down this Gyrocopter as fast as they can. BKB means that he can always do pretty much what he wants to, and with Tombstone slowing everyone down, Flat Cannon just is guaranteed to hit everyone everybody's ultis to the AoE.
Oh.
Actually, see smoke gank there from Spray. No, smoke there from Spray to escape from
No.
BK.
They knew he was there. That was a little bit odd. Basically, they were ganging up to use the smoke BK, and as soon as they popped it, nothing happened. And that was because Sacred was stood right beside them with the invisibility rune, immediately disabled the smoke, and they knew he was there, so he just ran away. He just ran as soon as he could because they had sentries. If they'd have placed the sentry, he would have just died because they knew that someone must have been near them, invisible, to disable that smoke as fast as they did.
That was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. Sorry, I did not know that actually happens. But of course, now it's all going around the tower. Is there anything that Invader are going to do? Uncle Fester putting down the homing missile instantly just gets killed. But we see all of BK around. There goes the bear. Is the bear going to end up falling? Definitely not. It's so tanky. He has 2.7k health, that bear.
Oh, haha, getting caught out. Look at that initiation. Look at that initiation from Spray. Just absolutely destroys them. He gets the double kill. Although, yeah, they just fall so fast. Uncle Fester trying to run away from Big Nap. He's going to get away almost certainly. He has the TP up, but you saw that initiation, and Spray with his blink dagger and his ultimate did so much damage. That's exactly what they needed. Oh, but Spray's going to get caught out now. He shouldn't have been out there on his own. Haha, with the double basher, just takes him out in a few seconds. He pings the rest of the team, asking where they were, what were they doing. They need to kill. Ha. They just weren't ready for it. Tengri maybe trying to pick him off, but no, haha, it's so fast.
Absolutely, there's no way they're going to be able to catch him now. So ridiculously fast with Trinket Boots, and obviously the bear is just insanely fast, and as long as it's in 1200 range, he has the ability to not only Skull Bash, but entangling claws, and just make sure that he always gets away safely. But we see Big Nap a little bit close to the close for comfort here to the tier 2 mid tower. Surely he's going to back off. He actually does, because it'd be insane not to. But
yeah,
we've seen very strange things.
Yeah, Tengri picking up a BKB. He's having that shipped to him now, so Tengri on this Storm Spirit now has protection against the disables that they can put on him, and that's very, very important, because the only way you can kill a Storm Spirit is by disabling him because of his ultimate. And if he can pop a BKB, he's going to cause havoc in fights. So we can see that Invader still have the team fight if they can initiate with it, and they did initiate. The Cypher Vice was used immediately on Uncle Fester, and then Fallen just surged them all in, made the wall, and the Earthshaker ultimate, it just completely destroyed them.
Yeah, it really did. And now it's a kind of case, if we look at the XP and gold graph, we can see that the experience is so far in favour of Invader at about 7.6k. But then if we look at gold, it's in BK's favour at 2.5k. So
yeah,
it's so difficult to say what's going to happen, definitely in terms of experience.
Oh, they've gone for Roche, but they know that they're there. Ha, it's going to be leading it. Are they going to be able to take Roche in time? They're almost certainly not. There's the bear. They have to back out, surely. Although BK haven't initiated in there yet. They do take Roche. No one picks it up. Roche is still on the floor. The Aegis is still there. If someone can get it. No, none of them have room. Gyrocopter gets the triple kill. Now, surely picks up the Aegis. They've still left the Aegis. Who wants it? Ha picks it up. So they actually get an Aegis and a triple kill, and that did not work for Invader whatsoever. And this is going to allow BK surely to try and push up and get a Rax. Uncle Fester gets a... no, gets the Aegis. Uncle Fester gets a triple kill. That just went horribly wrong.
That was inarguably one of the strangest things to ever happen. The fact that Invader actually managed to get Roshan but didn't prepare to pick up the Aegis was really quite foolish on their part, and that's exactly why everything went as far as it did. But
yeah,
now look at the money that Lone Druid has. He's got 3k in the bank. Is he going to try and finish this Assault Curious? Because he can now. He's just going for this tower. Surely he wants to spend this doing this risky push. It's been shut off by the Fissure, but that's about to fall. There it goes.
Now
it looks like they're going to be taking mid-racks.
Yeah, they're just going to take the racks. He's just saving for buyback now. He has his Aegis as well, so there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to kill him. They're going to get a racks and just back off. They still have a long time until Lifesteal is up. There go the racks, and now they leave. An Invader, you have to feel, really did mess that up. Although Tengri on Uncle Fester around the back. There's the Earthshaker ulti, gets another kill. They get the double kill because of Lion. In comes Foxy around the back, disables Tengri. Maybe it's long enough for Ha to get him. The perma bash of the Skull Basher. Is he going to get the kill? No, Tengri actually manages to get away by popping the BKB. back comes Ha Ha Ha. Is Ha Ha going to be able to do anything? Immediately destroyed. Spray gets a triple kill. And there's the counter initiation that we saw. BK didn't get out fast enough. Tengri blinking in with his Cypher Vice, and then Spray blinking in with that ultimate. Completely destroyed them. And now they really want to get a tower back.
Well, Invader just completely proved that they really have everything under control. That Earthshake was a great pickup against the Undying because we saw how much damage it did to Lone Druid, and they managed to get the weight to waste the Aegis, so they're definitely going to be taking this tower. Surely there's nothing BK can do to stop them.
No, there's absolutely nothing BK can do. They're a little bit behind Uncle Fester. He has the flat cannon, but he couldn't destroy the waves quite quick enough. He finally has his Helmet of the Dominant. He has 6.5k, so he can upgrade that to a Satanic whenever he wants. If we have a look on Ha Ha Ha, all of the money that he gets now is going to be going straight to his bank, because into items, because he has just bought back. So he will not be able to buy back for quite a while now, 4.5 minutes. So he may as well just buy items to make himself as survivable as possible if he gets the money to buy anything that he particularly wants.
Absolutely, and again we're assuming to see an Assault Curious pretty soon, because it would be so fantastic for him with that Skull Basher. It would mean that they could easily lock down Storm Spirit before him being able to pick up a BKB. And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Skull Basher go through BKB?
Skull Basher does go through BKB, yeah. And that's the only reason that Tengri was being locked down for so long and actually nearly got killed by Ha 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 solo. It took a lot of them to bring down Ha Ha Ha, it must be said. Pretty much all 5 of them were grouped up on him to actually manage to get the kill. They're going for the smoke gank. They might actually catch out Fallen if they're quick. They have to be very fast though. It doesn't look like they are. They're just going to hang around on the high ground. They're not going to meet anyone. Very defensive play by Invader. Exactly what they need to do. But look at Tengri caught in no man's land. Are they going to get him? Ha Ha initiates. If they can get Foxy to use his ultimate. There's the ultimate from Foxy as he went to use the ulti. And it looks like Tengri's going to fall. Caught in no man's land. And they're easily going to be pushing again now that Tengri's gone. The only person that can really stop their pushes and can really take down this Lone Druid.
Well, that was a classic case of overkill there from BK. Just completely stopping Tengri. They really are sick of him, but now he's out for a whole minute. So BK can do absolutely whatever they want in this kind of stage, because Storm Spirit is their main threat. The Lifestealer, if we look at his items now, he's actually building the Assault Curious. He's very, very close to it. He's 1.1k away. He's 1.1k away, so that's not far at all. He's got his Desolator, his Armlet, and once he gets this Assault Curious, everything is going to probably look a little bit more in Invader's favour than it was even before. I mean, the experience is already so much in their favour. With Lone Druid around, it's going to be difficult. But it looks like both teams are going to be picking up an Assault Curious extremely shortly.
Yeah, Ha 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 just still farming up. He's sitting on 3.6k of gold. So he has enough money to really buy anything that he wants. It will take him a few seconds to buy it. Spray with the Blink Dagger, and with Lifestealer inside, Lone Druid doesn't know. Lone Druid might actually just try and go for them. He actually decides to back off. Spray has his ultimate up. They can't push up to the high ground yet. They don't have enough to push up to this high ground. They took a Rax in mid just because of the massive Invader mistake. And unless Invader make another mistake like that, you have to say they have a lot of time to bring this back, because BK really don't have anything to push up with. They half of the people in their team are melee, so they just can't fight up the high ground.
No, they're really, really struggling, but it's just going such a mixed kind of way. We see BK going and win, and then Invader doing the same. And at the moment, it's impossible to call. BK are kind of coming back now. They're catching up. Tengri obviously dying was a fantastic thing for BK to happen for BK. But as to who's going to win, this is completely unsure.
Yeah, Colgan trying to farm up a pipe as soon as possible, just against that Earthshaker. He actually almost has it. He only needs the recipe now, and then he'll have his pipe. So that's going to be very, very important. They really, really need that. Actually, he needs a Ring of Health as well, so he's a little bit off. He's about 2k off getting the pipe. But that's very important against Spray. The amount of damage that Spray does with his ultimate, with the Echo Slam, it's unbelievable, especially now that he's got a Scepter. But it looks like BK want to initiate, going up and trying to get a gank under the tower. If they try this could go horribly wrong. They have 5 there. Tengri, they actually smoke up. So it looks like they might be going for the counter initiation. They are going for it. Spray is going to lead the way. He has his ultimate. Is he going to go for it? There's the stun. They've caught out Kulgan massively, although in come the rest of BK. Festa trying to do something around the back. There's the wall from Darkseer. If he can vacuum them in, they're going to have a massive problem that he doesn't. And Uncle Festa doing so much damage to the entire team with that flak cannon. What can he do? Can he get more kills? He's going to get taken out eventually by Tengri, but all of the supports fall for Invader just because of that gyrocopter flak cannon completely destroying the team, and the wall did absolutely nothing. None of them got really caught in it. I think Ha got caught in it once, but they just destroyed that illusion in a few seconds because of the flak cannon.
Well, it looks a lot in BK's favour now. Surely they're going to take this bottom tower without any problem whatsoever. And bottom racks, and once two racks are down, it becomes very difficult for a team to try and keep up, just because it's impossible to defend.
They're using the glyph, but none of their players have buyback. None of the players on Invader have buyback. They can't come back into the game. It looks like they're just going to go straight for the win. They have 20 seconds to do it. That is like such a long time, especially when you have a very farmed lone druid. And it looks like BK, if they can get this right, could almost certainly be taking a win. Lion picks up a blink dagger. They're going to go for the third racks. They're going to get the third racks. Tengri blinking in, tries to get onto this Lion, and the immediate ulti from Foxy disables him through the BKB. The BKB runs out, and he immediately just pings off. I'm actually getting quite a lot of lag as Spray jumped in, got a triple kill because they were all stood there. Invader actually called GG for some reason, because they just 5-man wiped them. An immediate no coming out from Tengri, just letting them know that they hadn't actually given up. And they get the 5-man kill, mainly, again, just because of this Echo Slam from Spray.
Over here now.
Well, Lone Druid can buy back, and there's the key. Lone Druid and Gyrocopter together are the two people that can really take down this team. But all of Invader have one chance left. Indeed, there is Invader, if you can take it. It's just an absolute mad push, but they haven't got a single Rax yet. With all the Mega Creeps, it's going to be so difficult. There's the buyback from Lone Druid. There's no one left that can buy back in the entire game.
They're just going straight through mid. They know they have one more chance to win this game. Tengri is with them. He has the sheep stick and the BKB up if he needs to use it. There's mana pool. He hasn't got a lot of mana, although the arcane boots are up on Earthshaker. He'll be popping then soon, just to make sure Tengri has enough mana to actually fight in this, because they need to get up there. Although all of BK are back by the time they made it to the tower, this could be a massive mistake. This could be where it ends for Invader, just because they're trying to fight up the high ground 4v5 and they just don't have enough. Beastmaster, does he have his ulti up? Yes, he does. So Tengri's not going to be able to do anything, even if he does pop the BKB. And look at the push that the Mega Creeps are getting on the tower. The Invader have had to back off. They can't fight with all of their racks down. And BK are just going to be walking up the mid now, you have to feel, and just trying to get something done, because they can just win this straight up just by getting a kill or two. Spray in no man's land again. Are they going to initiate on him? Actually getting caught out. He actually he gets turned into a pig, and it looks like he's going to fall. He doesn't have buyback for ages. Look how tanky he is though. They can't kill him, and there come the rest of BK. They absolutely destroy Invader, and Tengri, the only one of that fight to get away. And so tanky, they couldn't bring him down.
Well, surely we can expect a GG from Invader now. There's nothing, absolutely nothing that they can do against that.
There they are.
There we go. There's the GGs.
The GG come out by Invader, and BK are going to take the win. Nicely played by both teams, though. If you have a look at how close it was at the end, I mean, Invader still had the XP, still had 6k above them in XP. And if you flick over to gold, that's where you see where the win came from. About 10k in favour of BK, and that was pretty much all sat on the Lone Druid and the Gyrocopter, which is very important. But nice play by both teams. They both deserve to win. We don't want to see either of these teams leave the tournament. Unfortunately, Invader will be leaving the tournament, but it's just really nice play, and they're calling it, saying that it was the Roshan play that lost the game, and you have to feel that that's probably true. They went for Roshan way too early, and they got caught out, and they lost the racks because of it and the Aegis. So I have to